Hey all. Hey, I wanted to just talk through this guitar for just a second. This is a 1999 Gibson Les Paul Custom. It is a 3 pickup. It didn't come from the factory that way. That one's added. It's a heavy guitar, man. I just weighed it before this just to see because I hadn't weighed it yet. And it's just a hair under 12 pounds. So. In your typical bar gig from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., I probably wouldn't choose to wear that all night because I'm too old for that. 1999. So for me, that's still in the good wood period. The 90s were actually, in my mind, and a lot of Les Paul fans' minds, 90s were a really good period. In fact, it started in the late 80s. All the way through the 90s, was a really good period for Gibson and Les Pauls in particular. Hard to believe now that's so recently that they were still great like that. But on standards, all the tops were really nice flamed maple. You didn't have to sort of search for a gorgeous top. They're getting back to that now. You still find plain tops, but most standards you'll end up with a decent top. You got on a custom, you got gold hardware, unlike a standard. You got double binding on the body. You got an ebony fretboard. I don't know what they use now because I guess ebony and rosewood are sort of out of fashion as not sustainable woods and stuff. So I don't know what they're using now, but in '99 they were still using ebony. You got a split diamond and headstock. You got block inlays. Now, in terms of the wiring of the 3 pickups, I think traditionally you'd get your just your bridge pickup. Typical kind of Les Paul. So not too surprising on the bridge. It sounds fairly typical. Although I don't know what pickups these are specifically, because they sound like classic 57s to me. But some of you will probably be a better guess than I am. But since they boogered it with the middle pickup, I just wonder whether they also swapped out the other pickups while they were at it. So I don't know. I haven't taken them out to check. I'm probably not even gonna, because I just like it the way it is and I ain't gonna mess with it. Then on the neck pickup, you get very warm, mellow. I mean that as I've gotten older and been playing more, I gravitate toward the neck pickup a lot more than I used to. When in my youth, I wouldn't. You could have just had one pickup in it for all I cared. I just needed the bridge pickup. but I'm appreciating neck pickups a lot more, and that one's a nice one. Now in the middle, I believe a typical 3 pickup Gibson, a custom anyway, probably 3 pickup SGs I think are the same. You get bridge and middle pickup out of phase. And you're supposed to be able to put down the volume for the bridge, and then you just have the middle pickup, but of course mine ain't wired that way. So for mine, you've got the options are bridge by itself, neck by itself, bridge and middle out of phase, but I'm not able to get the middle pickup by itself, which suits me just fine, because I do like that. I like that out of phase tone in the middle. I like that out of phase tone in the middle. So I don't have any deep need to have the middle pickup all by itself, so I don't really care. I got this one. I got this on Reverb. From in fact, it's the only guitar I've ever bought from overseas. I bought it from this shop in Japan, and I have no earthly idea why it was so cheap. I mean, it is clearly a used, but the it's got a little bit of rash. I don't know if you can see on the back if the camera picks it up. I mean, just enough to give it some sort of road worn feel, but there's no structural problems with it or anything like that. So it's it was the deal of a lifetime in terms of a custom. And man, I was afraid, like, well, not afraid, but I was thinking, oh man, now you buy a guitar from Japan and it's gonna take a month to get here. I bought this thing on like a Tuesday. It was here 3 days later. I couldn't believe it, how fast the shipping was. It was awesome. But just about stole it from him off of Reverb, and could not be happier. So I think this is probably a keeper forever. I know I say that just about almost everything, but this one, it's true. This one I really would not get rid of. I could get rid of the Tokai. We'll do another video on that sometime. I get rid of that one. I could get rid of the Pete Townsend one even too, the Deluxe #5. This one I'd probably keep. Fairly versatile in terms of tone. The neck is a little bit chunkier than I'm used to on a Les Paul. Not like the Tokai I've got, that burst one, which was shaved down to kind of resemble a Jimmy Page profile. That one is ridiculously thin. This one's a little bit chunkier, but not like, I mean, I've had Norland Les Pauls from the mid-70s, early 70s, and those were much wider neck, much bigger neck than this. So this one suits me just fine. I'm not really into the requiring a slim neck profile, but I'm not choosy about really any of those things. Hand me a guitar, let's play. I'll get used to whatever it is. I don't really care about those little details. I know that's probably a disappointment to some of the guitar freaks out there, but they're all the same to me. Hand it to me and let's play. So I'm rarely disappointed because I'm not too picky about things. But that's it. The 99 Les Paul. I call it a 3 pickup custom because it's got the 3, but it wasn't born that way. Let's put it that way. And I like the Frampton vibe of it. I've thought about taking the covers off to do a full Frampton, but I like the gold, so they're gonna stay. The pickguard might go though. I might see how I like it without that. You do have to, I admit, you do got to get a little bit used to having 3 pickups, and it's the same with the Pete Townsend one, because that's got that DiMarzio in the middle. You just got to pick a different way. You just got to be conscious that there's a pickup in there, because your pick can end up hitting it when you're going on. It just takes a little bit getting used to. Again, I don't fuss over that stuff or obsess over, oh my gosh, it's different, it feels different. I don't really care. But it is different. So something to be aware of if you're looking for one. But I like the detail. I mean, you get the thumb bleeders on the knobs and everything. It's just a nicely appointed high-end Gibson guitar. That's it. 99 Les Paul Custom. Good luck.